Hey guys, Elite Legionarii here, and here is my third battle for Shogun 2 Total War, and this is against a fellow new beginner, Sjwood.oz. He, like me, is very new to it, just bought it about the same day I bought it, so we're both new and we had quite a bit in common, and we had a good conversation after the battle and eventually added each other to Steam, so yeah, it was, you know, he's a nice guy, and we'll get around to having a rematch someday, I hope, after this one. So I see the Sword Dojo, so I'm going to rush it to help my 3 units of Nodachi Samurai. I'm going to harass him with my 2 units of bow cavalry, and basically what I'm going to do is I see that there's an archery dojo over here which will bonus his 4 units of bow Eshigaru. I think he's got 4 or 3 of them, so 3 or 4, I think it's yeah, he's got 3 of them, and I've got no foot archers at all. I decided to go with more of a rush style, but have some harassing capacity with my bow cavalry. So I'm going to use them to harass his light cavalry, and basically I'm just not going to give him the chance to get the archery dojo. And I'm going to try and absorb his attention in that, so that I can then rush his army and deny his bow Eshigaru their effectiveness. He's also got 3 units of these lone sword Eshigaru. They're not as good as my infantry. I think they're average, they're okay, but they're not great. He's got 2 units of Yari Eshigaru, 2 of those light cavalry over there. Actually it's 3 units of Yari Eshigaru, and of course he's got his general unit as well, which is called Sjwood. So I managed to get control of this sword dojo, so that's going to make this useful. So while I'm over here harassing his light cavalry, I'm not giving him the chance to actually get to dismount and get the archery dojo, so that would be a very useful bonus to him. So I'm going to do what I can to deny it. I'm going to move into the woods here. That'll help me against his bow Eshigaru, taking less casualties. I'm also going to I have, like I said, I had 3 Nodachi Samurai, and I have I think I have 2 units of Yari Eshigaru, and of course I have my 2 bow cav with my general. So what I'm going to do is use my Yari Eshigaru as a meat shield, and I'm going to rush him. That'll nullify his archers, and then my Yari Eshigaru will no doubt get snagged on his lone sword Eshigaru, which they would lose, but my Nodachi will come in full steam ahead and rout him pretty much right away. So he tries to do a charge on my bow cavalry, but I'm going to use my general to deter him. And I continue harassing him, and while this has been happening, he's not been able to get a chance to capture this dojo, so it's worked out really well. So again, we'll just keep harassing one another, or I will keep harassing him, although he did manage to catch some of my my bow cav before, that's why there's quite a few of them lying here dead. There's a few of his men dead across the field as well, though. He's lost 10 men in that unit. I mean, they could probably do a heap of damage if they got the chance, but they don't have much accuracy, and their bows don't do a whole lot of damage, but they're good for distractions and harassing, and things like denying bonuses for those like archery dojos and just stuff like that. So I'm going to try and basically what I'm doing here is I'm trying to draw his light cav away from my main battle line. So now I'm going to rush him while he's has got his attention peeled in over here. I'm going to rush him, although my general unit rushes ahead because I forgot, you know, it's a cavalry unit, so it was probably a bit slack on my part. And he does actually catch one of my bow units, but he's getting quite a lot of flak from this other unit. But I'm going to allow it to be sacrificed. So I'm coming forward with my Yari Eshigaru, and of course as you can see, it's making forcing him to withdraw his archers, which is allowing me to keep my rush going. And this is exactly where Nodachi Samurai excel. They're really good charges from you can tell by their statistics. So he's going to get snagged up on my Yari Eshigaru here, and it's hard to tell who's who here because our flags are our colours are very similar, but we're not the same clan, I know that much. I'm going to charge in here, and his lone sword Ashigaru are going to be no match for my Nodachi Samurai, so that's going to work really well. And again, for some reason my men, sometimes when they skirmish, they don't skirmish very quickly, so that didn't work out all that well over there, but it doesn't really matter, because he could be quite decisive with his light cavalry, but as you can see, his men are indeed routing. There's a symbol there, mine's just a plain circle, his is the more fancier symbol there, and he's coming in here with his Yari Ashigaru to try and hit my flank, but it's too late. I do a charge of my general unit here, and I rout several of his men. Now I'm going to focus my attention on his Bow Ashigaru in a moment as I charge into it, but he's got a lot more men than me, so it's going to take a bit of time, and he must have forgotten about his cavalry though, because if he brought this in he could have probably done quite a bit of damage, although I likely would have just turned my Yari Ashigaru around that are over here. I think I've got, no, they're his ones, I got some in there. The general's in here doing quite a bit of damage, but it is losing, and if I kill it, I'll most certainly be able to win this battle. While this has been happening, I've been using my cavalry, or my general, to wrap up his Bow Ashigaru, and done quite a bit of damage there. I've also had some Nodachi Samurai in there as well, giving support, so he's losing his archers, which could have been quite useful. He could have flung them around the flanks, which might have been quite useful as well. So he had numbers, so numbers could have worked in his favour, but the sheer rush of my tactics and the fact that I drew his cavalry away from me, and I had the dojo, means I broke through his men pretty quickly. So by the time his cavalry gets here, his army's in complete flight. So I basically just had access to some better infantry units. He told me once we were talking afterwards, when he chose his clan at the start, he chose one that was cavalry orientated, I think. So he would have had access to like Yari Cav right off the go, something I didn't have access to. So as you can see, his Cav come in with a charge here. They're good at charging, but you want to get them out right away because they're just not good at melee. So they're getting cleaned up by my Nodachi Samurai pretty quickly. It's kind of hard to tell who's who because we've both got very similar colours. The only difference is I just have a very plain circular symbol on my flags, and he has the fancier symbol. I went with the circular one because it kind of just reminded me of the Japanese one in World War II, just with a red colour. So basically it's pretty much the battle over. I'll just be using my general to run down some of his routers. Well, I'll need to be careful because they are actually, no, they're my guys actually. But yeah, I'm just running down his routers, and I'm going to kill his general, which has come in here somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, so this is general just died. If you hear that, I have turned the speech down quite a bit, so if you didn't hear it, he just said the general died, or the enemy general. But as you can see, his army is in complete disarray, basically due to the fact that he wasn't able to get that bow dojo, the archery dojo. I had the sword dojo. It already bonused my much better infantry, and I was like, even though I had less, I was able to punch straight through him with superior units. And of course my distraction with my bow cav drew his useful cavalry units away. So it's still only a costly victory though, so he fought very well in the end there. So it was a good game though. But you know, my plan was never. As soon as I saw that he had those 3 units of Bow Ashigaru, and of course I had no foot units of bowmen, I had those 2 horse archers. I was going to use mine to stop his from acquiring the bow dojo, and then I was just going to rush him basically with my Ashigaru units as the meat shield in the front to absorb the damage, while my Nodachi just thundered their way through, and it worked out perfectly well. He could have flung his archers around the flanks while my men were engaged, and he also could have charged my back with those cavalry if he wasn't too absorbed on my bow cav, but it worked out well. So I had 810 men, lost 499 men, got 1,007 killed, and well, it's just the other way around for him. He had 1,380 men. So here's the unit statistics. As you can see, my Nodachi Samurai just cleaned up, getting hundreds, but this unit got nearly 400 kills. It just absolutely massacred. So that shows the supremacy of my infantry, and especially with that Sword Dojo. My general got 129. My bow cavalry actually didn't do that well, but they proved a very useful part in the battle, even though they didn't do all that well. And my Yari Ashigaru, they did pretty good too. So his infantry really just didn't do much. It's, you know, a bit unfortunate because he didn't have very good infantry, but he's since done better. He told me, he sent me a message on Steam. It was like cavalry did well though against my guys, but he sent me a message on Steam saying he's unlocked some more stuff, so we'll hopefully get to battle again in future. And it's just a nice opponent and another new guy, so I kind of can relate to him in terms of where we're at in the game, and all that sort of thing. So hopefully we'll be able to get another battle in future. So anyway, good game to Sjwood.oz, or OZ, or I think I've said that right, Oz or OZ, I'm not sure how you like me to say it, but I enjoyed it, and you're a friendly opponent, and thanks for playing, and hope you guys enjoyed, and I shall see you next time.